Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
There's a chance I left something at Starbucks, everybody. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today Show. This is Tony Tone. It's good to be with you. We are inside the Market Grill Express. It is Wednesday, another day when I woke up and I thought it was Thursday. Not sure why. Woke up, looked outside, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't put the garbage can out. I'm going to miss garbage day. And then I realized it was Wednesday. So I don't know if I certainly like Wednesday. It's a fine day of the week. Signals the middle point of the week, but I thought for a second it was Thursday. So it is not. It is Wednesday, July 8th. We're with you, and I want to remind you that the Market Grill Express is very much open. If you're looking for a spot for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we'd love to have you. There's a couple of things I want to mention at the start. Last night we had a meeting for Hy-Vee staff, and our friend Randy Beimer was recognized at the meeting with the Ronald D. Pearson Citizenship Award. So Randy Beimer has worked for Hy-Vee. I'm not kidding you. I think he's worked for Hy-Vee for 40 years, maybe 41. So it's like his only job. You know, there's quite a few people like my boss, Matt. It's been his only job is working at Hy-Vee. So last night, Randy Beimer surprised with, and it's tough to surprise somebody when we had this meeting at the Rendezvous for all of our full-time staff so that we could be, practicing social distancing. And it's hard to surprise somebody that is always like near the door and trying to get people. So I'm like, Randy, get out. Like, I got it. Go sit down. So then had to do a little sneak attack with cake and balloons. And so what this award is, Randy has logged over 250 volunteer hours in the Muscatine community in various different ways with different organizations. He's been on boards for MCSA and the Muscatine Diabetes Walk Project. In the first picture we showed you, Kim Seligman from the Muscatine Diabetes Walk Project made it over last night to recognize Randy, and it was awesome. So we pulled off a surprise, again, which is, if you've ever surprised somebody, you know that it can be tough. But we did it, so I'm happy for Randy. Over 250 volunteer hours is a lot. And it was great to see Kim because I haven't seen her for a while, and there she is in that picture. What I like about what Randy got, one of the things that's part of this is like a mini shopping cart. So he got like a mini shopping cart. I'm like, I probably have like 75 volunteer hours in the 3 years I've been here. I should start to keep track of these. I want the mini shopping cart. A couple of things, and we'll get to our guests. Just a reminder, if you don't have the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver, listen, all right, you're going to miss out on saving some serious money, okay, to the tune of $19,269.13. That's what customers from this store alone saved during the month of June. That is wild, okay? $19,269.13 with their fuel saver. If you don't have one, sign up. It's free, it's easy, and you just start saving on gas immediately unless you're driving a hybrid car or an electric vehicle or a skateboard. You're putting gas in a vehicle, right? So check that out and start saving. The last thing I'll mention before we get to our first guest, Wellness Wednesday. Awesome opportunity at the store every single Wednesday to save 10% off everything in the health market, organic produce, health and beauty care items. If it's in the health market, it's 10% off. Just please keep that in mind as you're looking for different things to do to add to a diet. If you're like I am, kind of restarting a diet, Health Market is a great place to be. Thank you, Chris. I knew I forgot it. Was it over at Starbucks? Yeah. I forget things sometimes. It's a big store. All right, let's get to our guests that are patiently waiting. It's always great when we can talk to friends with Trinity Muscatine Public Health, and I feel like we could have 3 weeks on this show where we're talking to folks that work at public health in the different capacities and the programs and the services that are there. So today we have Kathy McDaniel, Shaman. See, Kathy, I told them before we started, I'm super anal about pronouncing last names. So Kathy McDaniel, Shaman, and Fabiola Orellana are here, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things. Thank you for being here, first of all.
Thank
I love
you
the
for
masks.
having us.
They're very colorful,
Yeah.
and by now you're probably used to them, right?
Fashiony, yeah.
I've tried so many different ones. Like, my thing is I got a big head. So I didn't want to get a mask that was just, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been fortunate enough to have friends that can make me, I could have Tony Tone's big and tall masks is what I'm getting at. Would you like to come in on the ground floor as investors?
I
First
think
question.
So, yeah.
Okay, Kathy,
I
Fabiola.
think there's a market for that.
Thank
I know
you.
a lot of people with gigantic
This is like Shark Tank. I'm only asking for $75,000. Can I count on you? All right, so before we kind of dig into the topics that we have in front of us, can you give us a background on yourselves, what your roles are within the organization, how long you've been there? So whoever wants to start can start first.
Oh my goodness. I'm with the First 5 program at Trinity Muscatine Public Health. I have been there for 3 years.
Awesome.
And have worked in another capacity that Fabiola now leads, and that's the coordinated intake program as well. So with the First 5 program, we work with primary care providers in the area. So we cover Louisa County, Cedar County, and Muscatine County, and we work with primary care providers implementing developmental screenings for children 0 to 5. And when the primary care provider does the screening, if there are any concerns that the parent has, or that the screening shows that there are any developmental concerns, social emotional concerns, they will refer the child to First 5. And we connect the family to resources in the community. So we have 4 of us in that department that work with families, and mostly it's over the phone, and we discuss all of the social determinants of health. So if a family has more than a developmental concern about their child, whether it's their motor skills or personal social skills, behavioral, if they have employment concerns, housing concerns, any issues with paying bills or insurance needs, if they need to be hooked up to a medical provider or a dental provider, if there are more assessments that are needed for the child, we'll connect them to those resources. So it's kind of a really slick process for a primary care provider to connect a family to somebody who's going to make those calls and do those referrals. And
that's why you both are here, so that people understand everything that is available services-wise in Muscatine County and the surrounding counties, quite frankly. So Fabiola, for you, you're really that point of contact for the families then, is that correct?
So I lead the coordinated intake program, which is a program available to expecting or new moms.
Perfect.
I contact them and talk to them about different resources and programs that are in the community that pertain to early childhood, such as Safe Sleep, parent education, home visiting programs, and connect them with medical homes, dental homes. A lot of the moms need assistance with lactation and breastfeeding, so we do have a nurse, and I work closely with her a lot of times, referring moms to her program. And
you've got like 10 different agencies involved in that
unbelievable
program with you. Yeah.
It's wild because I remember when 2011, when we were like, oh, we're having a kid. Wow, that was unexpected. And
Same.
we were my wife and I think we were engaged at that point, living in Rock Island. I was still working on B100 in the Quad Cities. And my wife is from Muscatine, and she saw Kim Weissman down here for a while, and all 3 of my kids were born here even before we lived here. But I didn't know that, like, the Fabiolas of the world were out there, and we could have said, hey, this is kind of a surprise, Fabiola. What can you do? What can you help us with? We've never had a kid. We don't know what to expect. And that's, regardless of where people find themselves, Kathy and Fabiola, I think it's important for them to understand, the services are there, and whether it's the first kid or second kid, especially the first one, though, you really don't know. I remember seeing a positive pregnancy test and just being like, ha, for real? And then it goes by kind of quick, and then all of a sudden, here's this baby, and you're supposed to take care of it. And like when we brought our son home from Unity Point Health to Rock Island where we were living, I kind of like freaked out. I was like, oh man, those nurses were spoiling us. Now we have to be responsible for this person. I don't know if I can do it. I actually, like, when we got home that day, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, like I kind of like had to leave. Like I left. I was like, I'll go to the store. We need something, right? And my wife was like, I don't know. And I just had to take a minute to like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of responsibility now. So it's so nice to have the resources in place, but it's so important to have conversations like this so that people know. And that's what I'm saying. When you talk about public health, there's so much. The analogy I always use is like this Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine umbrella. When you open it up, there's so much it's unbelievable, the amount of services. So I kind of want to dig in, and Kathy, you alluded to First Five.
Yep.
And I have, obviously, 2 kids that would be in that range. My daughter will be 2 in October, and my son Ted is 5. And we have great relationship with their PCP, Cindy Burr.
Right.
You know, we just saw Cindy not too long ago. So I kind of feel like I know how to navigate the system, but I do think it's important for folks that are watching, whether it's themselves, that they have kids, grandkids, or they know people that have kids in that range, that they understand how beneficial First Five can be. Because it can be tough if you get, if you're like, well, I'm not sure if my 3-year-old is where he or she should be. What happens after that point? And that's where you guys can really step in and say, here's what we can do, here's who we can refer you to that might be able to, because the key is to get things caught early. Right?
Yeah, so the child's brain is just like, growing. I think it doubles in size in the first year. I've got a statistic. It's like by the age of 3, there's like over a trillion connections made in a child's brain. So they're just always, making those connections. So if you catch something early, and maybe your child isn't saying as many words as other children their age, or not interacting with others the way other children might do, that that you've seen. If you have a concern, bring it up to your child care or your medical provider. They have screenings in place at all of the practices in the counties that we serve. I think there's one maybe in another county that is not is not working with First Five, but most all of them that you can go to in Muscatine and Louisa County and Cedar County work with First Five. So they do screenings for children, and if you have a concern, ask for a screening. I know they do screenings at regular intervals for children. So when you take your child in for a child visit, you'll get a little form to fill out, and it just asks you about, 36 questions about what your child is doing. And you check the boxes, and based off of the screening score, they can tell you, okay, your child's right on target here, maybe you need a little more monitoring there. And if there's a concern, they can refer to First Five, and we'll connect it to whatever you need for encouraging and growing your child's development.
We literally just had the well checks 2 weeks ago with Cindy Burr. So 8-year-old, 5-year-old, almost 2-year-old. Yes, the paperwork. Doing the paperwork in the office, and the 8-year-old's like, this appointment's for Lucy, right? And we're like, yeah, it's just for her. Well, why did they check my weight? Oh, they just want to make sure. And then it's like, and then Cindy comes in and she's like, let me check your ears. And Henry, my oldest, is like, nice try.
Yeah,
there's no shots though, right? So Lucy was the only one that needed a shot. But what I think is so great is that, so Fabiola can help when that pregnancy test is positive.
Right.
So we can start at that moment to set these soon-to-be new moms up for success, help them navigate the healthcare field locally, which is difficult, right? Connect them with that PCP. Obviously, they'll have the OB doc. You know what I mean? It's just so nice to have all of these tools available, and then to have First Five there, right? So, I mean, that's where I think, so Fabiola, for you, when you're talking to these soon-to-be moms, I imagine it's a range of emotions, right? And you have a tough job because you have to remain calm and be a good ally, but it's
Right.
got to be nice for you to be able to have so many good, it's kind of like up your sleeve. Well, I can do this for you. I can offer this. We have this and this. And I bet those moms are just so relieved, aren't they?
Yes, so since we're not able to see patients face to face, it's a lot of over the phone.
Sure.
And so when I call moms, they're a little skeptical because there are so many calls that we
Sure.
get, scams. But once I talk to them and I explain what the program is, and we talk about the WIC program, Medicaid, child care assistance, I usually ask if they're planning to go back to work or be a stay-at-home mom, and then
Sure.
I talk about all the partners that are on the coordinated intake, and once I get a release from them, a signed release, I send the information to the partners for home visiting programs, and those are great.
Yeah.
They do in-home visiting. They're virtual at the moment for parents as teachers and
Sure.
HOPES program, but it's great information. It talks about its curriculum and research based. They bring activities. They include the whole family.
Yep.
And try to make everyone a part of the process because it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
When I had my first child, I came from New York and my family was there, so
Wow.
me and my husband were on our own.
Yeah.
And I heard there were services now that they were a
Yeah.
lot older. So
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in the Midwest then? From
so I
New York?
was born in Romania. We
Wow.
came to New York when I was almost 11 and
moly.
moved to Muscatine in '99, I want to say.
That's
I came and
great.
left off and on, but
Yeah. You miss New York style pizza?
yes, I miss New York in general. If my family said, let's go back, I'll be ready the
Well, you
next day.
can't go. We need you here, Fabiola.
No,
You're
you
helping.
cannot go.
You're helping. But I get that. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, so I understand that
Yeah.
that fondness for the big city. All right,
And I
so
also speak Spanish
Oh,
and
that's
Romanian,
great.
so
Yeah.
I'm able
Nice.
to reach out to the Hispanic community
That's
and
a big deal.
population patients.
yeah.
So it's
Good for you.
I've been making great connections, and I've
Yeah.
done early childhood for the past 6-7 years. So it's a passion. I love little ones.
Well,
so.
and that's the thing, I think the overarching goal for everybody is from the positive pregnancy test to first grade to 8th grade to high school graduation, hopefully. We just want to set these kids up for success.
Right.
And, we were talking yesterday with Nicole from United Way, and listen, the kids don't control the situation that they arrive to. Right? So
Right.
we need to make sure that the parents feel supported, that the parents know about the resources available should they need them, so then we can set these little people up for success.
Yep.
Right? That's all
Right.
we want is the best. Everybody wants the best for our kids because they're going to be the next leaders that are going to end up
Yes.
taking care of us. So I think,
Yeah.
we need to make sure that programs like First Five and really everything at Trinity Muscatine Public Health is well publicized and known about and supported, because people are going to continue having kids. You know what I mean? I know there's a
Yeah.
pandemic. I get it. Nobody likes the pandemic. But the fact of the matter is there's kids and there's families in Muscatine County and Louisa County, Cedar County that need help right now.
Yep.
Yes.
And whether it's virtually or over the phone or however we can get that help to them, we need to. I want to talk about the LMC Resources website.
Yeah.
So there's this unbelievable website, and guys, we have it in the links. It is really like a one-stop shop for someone that's like, well, what if I needed help with this? You can really get it down to like the categories as far as, so here it is right here. So Louisa, Muscatine, Cedar counties. So Kathy, when we look at this website, it's so tremendous to have. Look at that.
Sure. Yeah.
So if somebody had a question about mental health, there you go, elderly services.
Yep.
This site's been around for a couple of years,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. It's been around for a few years. So you can click on a heading, or you can go up to the top and filter for what you're looking for, and the county that you want that service to come from,
Yep.
and it'll pop up there. Most of them you can link to that website of that agency, and so it's out there. And so if you need, and it's really slick on the
On a phone,
mobile
yeah.
phone. So if you need any resources, or you're just curious about, okay, where are the food pantries in Cedar County,
Sure.
or where can I find child care resources, or you know, where can I find mental health resources? It's all on there. And if there are any agencies that want to add themselves to the site, they can also do that. So there's you can go in there and you
fantastic.
can add your agency,
Yeah.
and you know, we kind of just check it, make sure it's, you know,
It's not Tony Tones.
It's on the up and up,
It's not my agency.
Yeah.
The Human Fund, everybody.
Yeah, yes.
But it is great because, I mean, just looking at that website, again, we had options for veteran services, for families, for folks with, you know, disabilities that may need a little extra help. It's just nice to have that out there.
Right.
Because it can be tough to try and figure out. Like, let's just say, for instance, I had a question about you know, government services or food and household. Where do you go? Where do you start?
Yep.
Right? So this is the spot, lmcresources.org. And even if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I don't know if I would ever need any, that's fine, but pass it along to somebody that is having a hard time looking to make those connections. Because it can be tough to find out, well, you know, who do I need to talk to about mental health issues in Muscatine County or Cedar County, and it's awesome to have it all laid out right there.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here on July 8th. It has been hot. I love the resource that Kathy sent with respects to summer safety tips. We're just outside of 4th of July, and I don't know any stats, and I'm not going to ask if we've heard of any accidents from the 4th because it seems like it's inevitable, unfortunately. But this is more about, and it's right there on the screen, which is perfect. Of course, the kids, they've had a little bit of a longer break, right, with school coming to a halt. So it just makes sense to have resources like this out there so that parents understand you got the pool in the backyard, even if it's a baby pool, right? We know that kids can drown in up to what? I mean, less than a foot of water, right?
Yes.
So things to know, to pay attention to, even like recreational boating, right? We have a lot of people that are going to enjoy the Mississippi. But then this week, my friends, the heat and humidity is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And do we not understand sometimes that it, as much as it can impact us and folks that are older, but the kids really don't do that well. As much as you might think, well, they're young. Sometimes I can just look at my daughter, and when she's got the red cheeks, I'm like, oh no, it's time to go inside.
Get a drink of water, cool down a little bit. So there's different heat-related illnesses.
Sure.
And so you know, you can go on the CDC's website and find out about, you know, what those symptoms are. Heat stroke, of course, that's really dangerous. That's where you need to call 911. That's with a really high body temperature. They could have hot, red, dry, or damp skin, dizziness, nausea. So you'll want to get medical help right away for that. Heat exhaustion. That's the heavy sweating and the cold and pale and clammy skin, also dizziness and nausea. They could faint. So,
terrible.
Move to a cool, dry place, loosen the clothes. They can sip on water, but you need to get medical help if somebody's throwing up or the symptoms get worse. You can get heat cramps and then sunburn, and sunburn is really not cool for babies and children. So I think Fabiola's got some tips about
because it can be tough, Fabiola, with these kids. My 5-year-old is like, he's like tan, but he hasn't burned. And I swear to goodness, I mean, just last Wednesday I was off, went to the beach. I thought I had we have like SPF 50, which is like paste. And then I get home later and I'm like, I'm burned. And it had to be because this is just so pale. My skin just absorbed all the SPF. But like, what is there a certain kind? I mean, are you a fan of like the spray-on sunscreen? Is it applying it more often? Did I not make sure the one I had was waterproof? My column this week in the newspaper is about literally being sunburned at 36. I felt like a dummy, like I'm too old to get sunburned. But with the kids, we really try to be.
Right.
But is it the thing that parents miss? Is you think you got them, and then they go in the water, and then you're not reapplying? Is that one of the problems?
So before going out, trying to put sunscreen on 20 to 30 minutes before exposure is helpful. Also, reading the labels is important because it will tell you how often to reapply.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in the water, waterproof is the best.
Sure.
Sunscreen to use. Wearing hats, if possible, sunglasses, staying in the shade as much as you can, if you can, when you're outdoors, which a lot of times if you're hiking or are swimming, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But maybe little things like covering up. And I think they have the clothing for the sun, and I can't remember what they're called, but
that's a good point. Like the swim shirts nowadays they've gotten a lot better. And if you're thinking like, my kid doesn't want to wear a swim shirt, well, if anything, it can alleviate the need for sunscreen. Just take care of the neck, face, whatever, ears. But yeah, the swim shirts, it's almost like deflect the rays now.
Someone at work said you rub the spray-on stuff on. Rub it in.
Rub the spray on. Oh my God! What am I?
Rub it on.
This kid, you know how it is. You're trying to like, all right, and they're like, oh, I gotta get in the water, and you're like, the 20 to 30 minutes before though. That makes a lot of sense. And maybe it's smart to, like, for instance, if it's just a backyard pool and you apply the sunscreen in the house where it's cool, because as soon as you start to sweat, you feel like you put sunscreen on and you're just watching it run off. But and maybe you're watching and you're thinking like, well, that's obvious. Well, I mean, listen, kids getting sunburn. I don't know if you've ever had sun blisters, but several years ago, when I was 18, I had gotten burned real bad, and it was awful. So I tried, because, you know, skin cancer is real. And we don't want our kids to get burned. I mean, nobody wants to get sunburned. Something else that I think is important, and I feel like in Iowa, I mean, not that just in Iowa we have to worry, but the CDC has some good pointers on like poisonous plants. So as we're outside more, Kathy and Fabiola, we're walking more, maybe we're getting more adventurous, we're going off the beaten path into different trails or whatever. Again, if you haven't had poison ivy, let me tell you, it's the best. No, it's not. But then you worry about when the kids are out and they're like, oh, that looks like a berry. I should, you know, that can happen. You blink your eye, right? We've all had that moment where you're like, don't eat that. So this resource right here is awesome. And listen, if you haven't had poison ivy, it is not fun, okay? I fell off a 3-wheeler when I was like 10 into poison ivy. So not the best. But let's talk about that. What do we have to worry about in Iowa? Is it more poison ivy? Do you feel like it's, I mean, it depends on where you go, right?
Poison oak, poison sumac. It's all of it is not pleasant to have, and it spreads, and it is miserable. So I like that site where you can actually see what that looks like, because I always get into something in my mom's backyard, and I found out that I'm kind of allergic to whatever that is, and it spreads, and it's on my face, and it's miserable, and it goes on and for weeks. So to be able to identify those plants when you're out and about is a good thing. So, you know, take the time to look up what the plants actually look like, and what the blisters look like, you know, so that you can identify that, because when a child has poison ivy and they're miserable, you know, it's hard on the parent.
It's not the best. I mean, I remember it so well. And because at first you're like, oh, maybe it's just like I got a scratch, and then it's like, oh, that's not a scratch, is it? That's poison ivy from the 3-wheeler in Michigan. And it is interesting because, I mean, even just looking across the highway from where we're at in the store, you know, there's people that are getting out and about, and it's great. And we don't want to discourage anybody from being outside, but that's why we've got all these great trail systems and sidewalks in Muscatine County that are designed. I mean, listen, if you want to go off through the woods, that's fine. Just be smart when you're doing it. I want to come back to the adolescent well visits, and there's a PDF that I printed that we also emailed. Like I said, I just had my kid. So let's go to this one, guys, if we have this one. We'll come back to Text for Baby in a second. The adolescent well visits. All of us want school to start. You know, August 24th seems to be the targeted start date for Muscatine Community School Districts. That well check is important. There we go, right there. So, is this something that's missed, though, Kathy and Fabiola? Because you know, when my wife said, we're taking the kids to the doctor, and I said, why? She said it was for a well check. And for me, I go, okay, I get that. But what are we missing? So we have the baby, the kids are going to the doc a lot, they're getting vaccinations. Is it a certain, like, do we fall off? Is it between like 2 and 5 that they're not going as much as they should? Or where do you feel like maybe that info is not clear enough for parents out there?
Well, with an adolescent well visit, you're getting the young person in to see a provider, so regular maintenance. I think that really helps with you know, the autonomy, and I can take care of myself.
Sure.
And you know, it works those skills for the adolescent and teen. Schedule a well visit, and then take your sports forms with you, and you're not actually having to pay for an additional sports physical.
Right.
They can fill out those forms at a well visit, which your insurance will cover.
Yep.
So and the provider will talk to them about their driving habits, about relationships, you know, things that are different in older kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, they can talk about any issues with substances or drinking. I know that when my kids got to a certain age, they would go in by themselves.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I remember I was like 16, and I went for the well check, and I told my mom, I'm like, and she was so mad.
Yeah.
My mom was mad, and maybe it wasn't mad. Maybe it was just that realization that this is.
Yeah,
this,
that's our job,
you know.
is to take care of this human.
Yeah, and then this human's 16, and he's like, "No, Mom, you can stay out there."
Yeah.
And I remember feeling, first of all, I felt good enough about my doctor. Shout out to Dr. Braglia. I don't know if he's still alive or still practicing, but that's the guy that brought this into the world. He would be in Elmwood Park, Illinois, if he's out there. But no, I felt good enough to have that conversation at 16 with my doctor. And I hope that my kids, from not being afraid to go see Cindy Burr, progress. And then if at 16 they're like, they give me the Dikembe Mutombo, no dad, you can stay out there. I'll be okay with it, because I'll have known that we started early. They were there, they were familiar with the staff, they're familiar with the nurses, they're great people. And then as they get older, they understand the importance of it. And you're right, sometimes it's in that patient-doctor, patient PCP conversation that they're going to disclose something. They may not feel comfortable with talk. So how does that work? And I don't want to get into the weeds, but if it's that 16-year-old, for the analogy, I guess, or the example, if it's a 16-year-old that discloses something super sensitive to the PCP, is the PCP bound to not share that with the parents? Or is there a certain point where they can say, you know what, we need to do something about this?
As far as I know, it's between the patient and the provider.
But that's where the provider would go, hey, I get it. You're struggling with this. Here are all these different resources that are available to you. Specifically in Muscatine County and Louisa County and Cedar County, my goodness. Right? I mean, we've talked about just a couple examples, again, of how the doctor, the PCP, can step in and say, here's what's happening, and here's where I can point you to get help. And that's a big deal. And you're right. I mean, I think, I don't know, I mean, part of like the Hy-Vee, this is kind of nerdy, I guess, but like Hy-Vee insurance will pay you back money at the end of the year if you get a physical and you do this and this. And I have a good rapport with, you know what I mean? I have no qualms about going. I don't love getting blood drawn. You know, I don't love that. But I do it because I want to make sure that I'm okay. And sometimes we can neglect that as we get older. But I do think it has to start when the kids are younger. Getting that relationship established. And even if the PCP changes or whatever, they understand that this is something that they're going to do and it's the right thing to do. And then they'll carry that with them into adolescence, and then as they become adults, right? That pattern.
I also found my children also see Cindy Burr. She's an amazing physician. And I always encourage my kids to speak for themselves from a young age. I think it builds their self-esteem and trust up a little bit more. And she's great at, a lot of the pediatricians are great at talking to the kids. And as you said, you know, I have a 22-year-old, 19 and almost 17-year-old.
That's
and
great.
So I ask them if they want me to go with them, and my 19-year-old is kind of like, I'm not a baby anymore. So, you know,
Fabiola,
and
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
She's experiencing this right now.
Because I want them to feel safe. I know kids are not going to talk to parents about some stuff.
Yeah.
It's easier to speak to someone else that don't. It's not a parent.
Sure.
Because you know sometimes we are dramatic, as my kids say. And so
Oh, no.
it's important to build that rapport
It
and
is. Yeah.
give them that space. If,
Sure.
And Cindy's very good at asking, do you want your mom in here? When
Yeah.
I'm asking these questions, and they're like, yeah, whatever, yeah. She knows everything.
She's unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
we're fortunate for the health
Yes.
system that we have in town, and I hope people understand that. I mean, there's
Yes.
not a lot of towns the size of Muscatine
Mm-hmm.
that have a Unity Point Health, that have a Trinity Muscatine Public Health, and then the wealth of other services that are out there. As we wrap, I want to talk about this text for baby, because I didn't even know that this was a thing. So I love when I learn something too, and that's the whole point of this show, is to inform and educate, and I find myself on the education side. So let's talk about Text for Baby. It's an app that's available. It can do like appointment reminders, videos, mobile web pages, perfect for that first-time parents. But really, if you know, could this be something that the first-time grandparent wants to download?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it a free app? Is that what people need to know, and
Yeah.
they find it in
Yes.
their app store then? Okay.
Yep.
And you can see the information on the screen. Is this relatively new, or has it been around for a while?
It has
It's
been around for a while.
yeah.
This
yeah.
is great.
Just
Yeah.
something that we want to share, all these different tools that people don't realize are
Sure.
out there that exist. So yeah, you can get some helpful reminders and information, and it's always good to have that support.
If we, guys, if you go to the next page, there's a second page there. It has some sample messages, and it talks about, some examples. You might find nutrition information, safe sleep tips, and God bless you if your kids sleep throughout the course of the night. Took my daughter only 16 months to do it, maybe 14 months. It was a whole thing. Car seat safety, breastfeeding advice, urgent health alerts, resource hotlines. So again, one of those tools to have in your arsenal.
And
Text for baby. Go ahead, Fabiola. What are you
If
going
I
to say?
may add to the
Yeah.
car seat safety.
Yeah.
So there's an app called Safer Car,
Okay.
and it's a free app. I don't know if they fixed it, but when I had an Android phone, it wasn't working properly.
Okay.
But on iPhones, it works perfect.
Mhm.
You can enter the model and information of the car seat and find out if
That's
there's a
cool.
recall.
Okay.
And just quickly, if you're out and about, as people are outside, especially in this heat, keep in mind that the cars get very hot. So is the materials
Yep.
in the car and the plastic, especially the metal.
Oh yeah.
So the car seats, kind of check them to make sure you're not going to put your baby in there and burn them.
That's a good point. And
Yeah.
you learn this lesson sometimes the hard way, as we did, for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't understand, like, oh, I should probably start my car ahead of time. Certainly in the winter.
Yeah.
We get the
Yeah.
winter in Iowa,
Yeah.
but it's an excellent point, Fabiola. It's hot out, it's humid. I mean, my boss who's watching, he's got the remote start on his truck. His truck was
Yeah.
running the other day, and I'm like, why is it? And I thought, oh, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
He's got the air going.
She's a genius too.
But that's so smart.
I always forget I have it, but we
It
do
happens,
have
though, you know?
car seat technicians in Muscatine. I
That's
was one
right.
of them
Yeah.
when I was with the Hopes program,
Sure.
and they do provide car seat checks. They teach you how to correctly install the car seat, correctly
Yep.
harness your baby in, and their phone number, if anybody needs a car seat
Yeah.
check or a new car seat, they can find resources to provide those. And it's 563-288-4171.
It's one of those things, again, until you put in a car seat for the first time, you think it's easy. And then, you're cleaning out your van a couple weeks ago, and you're like, wait, how does this go back in? And then I made sure, that it's tight and that it's secure, because it's got to keep the kids safe. We brought some props, and I can't really see what's on that little table over there, but I don't want to miss anything. So
we
let's.
were looking up activities to do with
Activities,
children,
yes,
and
perfect.
so you can go on the nature walks. You can do
Yeah.
hopscotch with your chalk.
Yes.
Make an obstacle course, and I'm sure you've seen videos of that. But you can do just, rice in a toilet paper roll, tape some paper to the top and the bottom to make an instrument.
Like a shaker, yeah.
And then there was an activity where you can use marshmallows and toothpicks and build a structure with those.
Oh, that's fun. We've done that at the house.
Yeah. So there's lots of outdoor things and indoor things that you can do. You just kind of have to get creative. And when the kids are sleeping or off, doing something is the time to get on your phone and research those things. So, we just want to make sure we remind parents that, that serve and return interaction with children is so important. With young
huge.
Children, they learn everything from watching you. And so if your attention is not with them and it's, you're checking your messages or whatever, and a lot of people are spending time at home now. And I know I am always looking stuff up, when my attention should be on that other individual that's with me. And it's so important for kids, and their self-esteem and learning those social emotional cues to be interacting with them. But there's so many activities that you can find, and when you're doing a scavenger hunt, look for somebody who's got flowers on their door, or a fence with a dog in the backyard. So we just kind of research, and I don't know how much time we have, but I would, we want to encourage people to be safe around dogs and pets and cats even, to remind your children not to pet somebody else's animal without permission.
Oh, my kids are just like magnets. I'm like, wait, don't, maybe ask, huh? Okay. Why do they do that? They just go right for it. And my baby in particular, she's like, puppy, and I'm like, not every dog's a puppy. Not every dog likes you.
Right, so it's,
Let's back up.
Not to make them scared of dogs, but just to have the proper, manners with dogs, and just know that, that safety is really important, and dog bites happen a lot in the summertime.
Yeah, and that's such a good point to make. Like, one of the things you might not think about, but for sure if you're out and about, and that's when you don't want it to happen, right? You don't want that to happen. I appreciate both of you being here. I think this is fantastic to talk about. We covered so much ground. If you're just joining us, please rewatch the show to just get a semblance of all the different services that are available with Trinity Muscatine Public Health. Please keep up the good work. I imagine it's been challenging to adapt to a pandemic and having to figure out how to take care of people and provide services, but you've done a great job with that.
Thank you.
And I know, from having conversations with Christy Roby Williams over the last several weeks and months, everybody's had to kind of get creative and reinvent the wheel, because at the same time, the services are there. People need to know that if they need assistance with X, Y, or Z, we can help them. And just because there's a pandemic, you guys have continued working. Find yourself as essential workers, probably kind of a weird thought, right? But these services are essential, and it's worth talking about at length, and I'm happy to do it. And please come back, because again, we could talk public health for probably 3 weeks before we'd run out of topics. Isn't that right? Do we need to mention anything else as we go?
Coordinated intake, call the public health and ask for me, or inquire about coordinated intake. I have little goodie bags to give out. So anyone expecting or just had a baby, call me.
Point them in the right direction. 263-0122. Got it memorized.
Yes.
It's on the screen, but I had it memorized. Listen, you can see the outline. You can see the outline of the public health pop socket that I had on my phone forever. I'm glad you mentioned that, Fabiola. It's important to note the resources are there. You just got to relay the info. And again, if it's not you, if it's someone you know, please, public health is there for a reason. And Judy Yates says, good morning. So hi, Judy. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Judy.
I love Judy. You're great. Thank you for being here. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you for the. You don't know
us.
how much my daughter loves bubbles. Bubbles.
And you can make your own bubbles at home. So that's another project.
I don't want to
for
know
a
how to
family.
make my own bubbles at home.
Easy.
Kathy, I don't want to know how to do it. Listen, you know how hot it is outside. We just got a bubble maker. That's how. You know what I mean?
That's
A couple
exciting.
batteries in there.
Yeah.
So these bubbles will be poured into the bubble maker. And then I love the plane that we have. This is such a great, look at this. These are fantastic. My kids are going to love this. And I promise it'll not get stuck on the roof. Although I make no promises because my 5-year-old sometimes get angry and he throws stuff over the neighbor's fence and then it gets thrown back over. So we'll see how these planes travel. Have a good rest of your day. Stay cool.
Thank you.
And
You
please
too.
come back, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you
All right,
for having us.
No, you're welcome. Let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. And listen, I love Trinity Muscatine Public Health. They're doing so much for people in Muscatine, but also services in Louisa and Cedar County. It's excellent. Yeah, so thank you, ladies. We'll just grab
Thank
those
you.
mics off you, and then I
Oh,
guess you got to go
yeah.
back to work, even though Christy should give them the rest of the day off.
Yeah.
I feel like if you come on the show, you should get the rest of the day off. That's just me. And then look, there's breakfast in that shot of the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. Every single day on the show, we're showing you a $5 breakfast special. So today looks like you're getting 2 breakfast sandwiches, 2 for $5. Awesome deal. Those look fantastic. You can see some orange juice in the background, a little bit of no salt seasoning, some cayenne pepper. Woo, who likes the spicy stuff? Brad likes the spicy stuff. Look at that. Some bananas in there as well, maybe a little peach, and then some goodies from the floral shop. So that is fantastic. All right, so it is July 8th. Today is National Freezer Pop Day. Did you know that? This is a staple in my house growing up. As a matter of fact, if you would have walked into my mom's house anytime from 1983 when I was born, certainly up until high school, in our freezer you would find a box of freezer pops, whether it's flavor ice, doesn't really matter the brand. These were just a staple at the house. And it got to the point where like my friends would come over after school and they would be just right in the freezer. Like my buddy Marty in particular, he loved the freezer pops. So in my garage fridge at the house, we've got the freezer pops, right? Yep, we've got them. Kids got some last night. Almost had a fight over who was gonna get the red freezer pop. And then I reminded my boys, we have more than just one red one. We've got several. So it is National Freezer Pop Day. And it is also National Chocolate with Almonds Day. So we've got some examples. These are from the floral shop. These kind of look fancy, don't they? Apparently they have their own balloons that go along with it. That's how fancy they are. And then some other examples of chocolate with almond. And I know we didn't do the what's in the box yet. I'm gonna do it in a second. Stay tuned, everybody. Here's some more chocolate with almond examples right here. Look at that. Almonds, sea salt, dark chocolate. Here is some Justin's, which I think is like, yeah, the Justin's brand's pretty cool. So how many different examples? Look at this. The Zoot, I think you call it Zoot or Zoa. I don't know how to say it. But there you go. If you love chocolate with almonds, today's the day to celebrate. Look at this. This is like pear. What? Dark chocolate and pear? The heck? Look at that. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Here's some orange. Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Look at that. And then maybe a little mint. Is that a little mint action right there? Sea salt. Wow. And the dark chocolate with almonds. Look at this. I've never had this chocolate before. It looks real schmancy. But I'm also trying to do a no sugar diet right now. So I'm trying to stay away. Which doesn't mean that you have to. Please get in on that if you like. And don't forget to make today awesome. These Hallmark cards are perfect. Pick me up for someone that needs it. Make today awesome. Coolest cards ever, right? That is great. All right, Toyota of Muscatine. What's in the box? Is it gonna be a snake today? Is it pudding? What's in the box? They never tell me, but we're gonna guess. I haven't done this in a couple days, couple weeks. All right, doors open, eyes closed, full heart. Okay, Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Ooh, is this one of those shakers that Kathy was just talking about? Did you guys make one before the show? Is it a thing of rice in a... Nope. Oh, I know what this is. I don't want to... Oh, yep. Okay, I've got it. It's Wellness Wednesday. These are vitamins. Yeah? How about that? They're Stress B. What is that? Stress B. What does that mean? These will help with stress. Is that right? Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? It's stress B and iron. Look at that. Okay, that's cool. So that'd be 10% off. What if I have stress A? Is there a stress A with iron pill? Stress B. What kind of stress do you have? Oh man, stress B. It's just getting me. Brad's like, I got A, B, C. I got the whole alphabet. What if I got Q, R, S, T, U, V? So there you go. The biggest selection of vitamins in Muscatine are all 10% off because it's Wellness Wednesday, right? Wellness Wednesday. Oh man, I forgot about these chocolate-covered almonds. Those are super good. There's so much stuff over here. Those are really good. We just kind of started carrying these not too long ago. And then look at this, another option for you. Dark chocolate almond, kind of like, I don't want to say granola bar, but that's kind of what it looks like. That's actually not too bad. Maybe a little healthier option for you. Right there. National Chocolate with Almonds Day, everybody. You can have a whole different variety, it turns out, right? And then some basketballs over here, Hawkeye basketball. You know what's ironic about that is that I sent Bobby Hansen an email this morning. You guys didn't even know that. Color commentator with Iowa Hawkeye basketball, former Iowa Hawkeye basketball player, former Chicago Bull, and current member of the Better Business Bureau, Bobby Hansen. Trying to get Bobby on the show. Speaking of Iowa Hawkeye basketball, saw Joe Wieskamp's dad, Steve Wieskamp, in here the other day. Always good to see the Wieskamps. And certainly, everybody just wants to get, wants to have a football season with Iowa Hawkeye football coming soon. And then we'd love to be able, nothing more than to have Hawkeye basketball, right? I mean, that would be great. Okay, a couple of things to mention. I'm going to mention the DSW because I didn't mention that at the start. So all remaining DSW shoes and sandals are now 75% off. Okay, so if you've been looking at the different sandals and shoes available, now is the time to buy them because they are 75% off, okay? If we have your size, that's great. If we don't have your size, I'm sorry, all right? They've been going quick. They're now 75% off. It's a fantastic deal. Want you to come in and take advantage of that while they last here at the store, okay? How about the truckload sale? Tomorrow, Thursday through Saturday, 3 days, truckload sale. 3 trucks in the parking lot. Awesome deals ready to go for you. Check it out. So now this is at both stores, and we've got awesome deals. Chef Scott, you can come on over. We'll get you in position. I'm going to keep talking about this truck sale here. And then, Chris, if you want to scroll down, perfect. Let's go right there. Look at that. Oh, wow, that looks really good. We've got the meat truck. Did you get pictures of that already? That is Budamus. Why don't you? I can talk about the truckload for a little bit. Chef Scott going to join us in just a second, but let's keep it on this right now. The truckload sale Thursday, Friday, Saturday. These deals good in the parking lot at this store and at Hy-Vee Main Street downtown. You're talking about meat bundles. You're talking about Hy-Vee shredded cheese, Gary's quick steaks, Tyson chicken breast portions, a case of bacon. Chris, do I need a case of bacon? Yes, I do need a case of bacon. How about a big box of beef patties? Ooh-wee. What about chicken grillers, pork patties, twice baked potatoes? Let's scroll down on that truckload just a hair. Look at this. The appetizers, catfish nuggets, imitation crab, Bristol Bay, frozen sockeye salmon. So there's that. And then there's wine and spirits deals. You can see from Mick Ultra to Miller Lite, Coors Light, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Barton Vodka, Bacardi, and Blue Moon. And then my mom, really excited about the Pepsi deal. Super excited. She loves Diet Pepsi. She's really pumped. She's like, $1.99? Did you see that price? And this is my mom. She goes, I might have to go to both stores. I'm like, don't take advantage of the truckload sale, Mom. Well, it doesn't say that I can't get some every day. And I'm like, all right. What are you going to put on a fake disguise? Hello, I'd like to get more I'd like to get more Diet Pepsi, please. So this is Thursday through Saturday, deals valid only at the truck. All right, Chef Scott is here. And holy moly. So we're talking about your menu yesterday. I just can't believe how good that looks. And Brad, look at, all right. we were talking in the office about what the menu is going to be. You said it was going to be this salad. I'm trying to visualize it. It's right there. Tell the people what that is, my friend. That looks amazing.
So I have I use my own jerk seasoning. I have the recipe for that. If you guys need the recipe for the jerk seasoning, stop by and see me. I have recipe cards.
Awesome.
But I have jerk seasoned chicken breast, and I caramelized some pineapple and mangoes and made a little jerk sauce with that with some fresh squeezed lemon juice, a little apple cider vinegar to kind of cut some of the sugars in there. I have black beans in there for added protein, no fat.
Yeah.
Avocado, romaine lettuce, carrots, purple cabbage. It's,
It looks
very
unbelievable.
Very colorful. Very colorful.
I was going to say, so jerk, what's the secret? And Scott's mic's up and working, right, guys? I'm just making sure. Perfect. Okay. What's the secret to the jerk chicken, though? What is it? I mean, the originations are, people would say like Caribbean jerk.
Yeah.
What, and obviously I've had jerk chicken, but for people who are watching, is it a combination of spices or what?
It is a combination of a whole lot of spices. Whole lot of spices. When I always tell people, I was like, take this recipe, you'll be able to clear out your spice cabinet in no time. You buy all those spices for Thanksgiving, like the cloves, the allspice, the nutmegs. That's all in there, and you use that once a year. Why not use it more? Why not use it all summer?
Yeah. So the Chef Scott special for today, Wednesday, you're looking at it, $8.99 if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That is a big salad.
It's a big salad.
That is not your tip. I mean, I can't think of any other place in Muscatine County that's going to have a salad that looks that good, that is that healthy. I love the avocado that's in there, right? So there's some healthy fats. You got a little bit of, is there seasoning on the pineapple?
I made my own jerk sauce with the lemon juice. So I took a tablespoon of my jerk seasoning, and then I combine it with a little bit of the juices from the fruits. And so it's all seasoned. It's going to be really good. Really good. And I'll also have it available in our commissary case as well. If you don't make it today, you should be able to get it tomorrow.
Well, and that's what I love about what we're doing here is the ability to be able to get people, whether it is coming in for lunch or if it is not being able to make it for lunch, but being able to come in and take it home, down to just having the seasoning and the recipe available to make it themselves. That's
Absolutely.
Really well thought out. I'm sending the Chef Scott menu. Chris, let's grab that, and we'll talk about the rest of the week for Chef Scott. There we go. So this is today. Let me pull back up the stream here just in case we're missing any comments. So we're looking at today, Wednesday, the 8th of July. Again, the pineapple mango glazed jerk chicken salad, sweet, spicy, and a healthy option. It's right here. It looks amazing. Tomorrow, all right, look at the Thursday. Chris, zoom in on the Thursday. I want you to explain to the people what they're seeing. French dipped egg rolls. Now, a French dip sandwich is beef.
Yeah, it's roast beef.
Yeah.
A little provolone and nice bun, and then you have the au jus from the roast beef.
Yeah.
And you just dip it in there and you enjoy it. It's delicious. And I was like, how can I flip that and make it whimsical and kind of fun to eat and something interesting that nobody's seen before? So I just thought about let's do a little Asian fusion.
So you're taking a French dip and it's essentially going to be like it
It's
says
going
right
to be
there.
It's going to be a French dip sandwich in an egg roll form. So you're going to have some dipping sauces. It's not going to be the bread, the big fluffy bread that you're used to, but there's going to be some crispy egg roll. It's going to have a little different texture.
You know what? I'm really doing well, and I'm not saying that a French dip egg roll isn't healthy, but I'm 100% having one of these tomorrow because it sounds amazing. And quite frankly, it won't be as many carbs because it won't have the bread.
Yeah.
Right? But a French dip egg roll is super cool. Like, that's an awesome take on a classic sandwich, twisting it up a little bit and having something like that available. Below that, it says that you're going to do mac and cheese. Now, yesterday, the big controversy, it was National Macaroni Day, and Chris Anderson over there is telling me that he loves mac and cheese with mustard.
Yeah.
And then you come in after the show, and Chris is like, you ever put mustard in mac and cheese? And you said...
I said every time I make a bechamel sauce for macaroni and cheese, I always put mustard powder in there. So the mustard works well. I will say that. I haven't really taken mustard and just squeezed it on there before, but I mean, the theory's there, I guess. I mean, everything's good in moderation, right?
So
The acid will cut the fat of the cheese is basically what.
So it's not going to taste like, when we're talking about this mustard mac and cheese controversy, my brain is telling me if I try this, and my intent is to try a very small sample, I'm going to taste mustard. But you're saying that's not the case.
No, you're going to taste.
I don't understand this.
Just a harmony of flavors. Just a harmony of flavors.
So the mustard and the acidity helps.
Think of it like putting salt on a French fry.
Salt on a French fry. Well, that's the best combination ever.
Well, like, you have a French fry, it's like, I just took it out of the fryer, but when you put salt on it, you're like, oh, okay, well, that's better.
Listen, you're talking to the guy that growing up, anytime we were at places that had French fries, in like the ketchup thing, I would put a little salt right on the ketchup. So I'm a fan of that. But the mustard and the mac and cheese thing. So long story short, your mac and cheese is going to be available for people to come in and purchase, take it home, heat it up. It's ready to go.
Yes.
And what is the secret? Is it you're really making all that from scratch, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to make the bechamel sauce, which is a classic mother sauce for culinary. It's a thickened milk sauce. So I'm going to actually take natural cheeses, and you're going to have real cheese, no processed cheese in there. And so that allows me to combine flavors because every cheese is different. So I'm like, okay, I like this flavor with this flavor. So we're gonna have at least 3 or 4 cheeses in there.
Jeez Louise.
Cheese.
I love mac and cheese. Listen, I've never said that I don't like mac and cheese. It's just this mustard thing that I don't understand. And I guess I'm also thinking it's just going to be like, you're going to have a thing of mac and cheese, and then to your point, it's not. That's not when it happens.
Yeah.
The mustard is not. You're saying in the mix.
Yeah.
The mustard powder is in there. Okay, well, I'll try it. I'll take one for the team. Let's go back to the menu because something that you're doing on Friday for dinner, really exciting. It's been a while. Prime rib.
Yeah.
Prime rib's one of those things, Chef Scott. I've never made a prime rib myself. I don't plan on doing it because I'd probably mess it up.
Yeah.
You have this, look at this for dinner Friday, a 14-ounce cut of prime rib or a 10-ounce cut. Is the secret the time? Is it what you're seasoning with? I mean, I've had your prime rib. I know it's fantastic. What am I missing?
So I'll do something we call like a reverse sear. So I'm going to crank the oven up just an intense amount, as hot as your oven can get at home. And make sure your smoke detectors it'll make sure your smoke detectors will definitely be working. But you're going to put that in for about 15 minutes, and it's going to really kind of crisp up that outside fat on the rib roast. And then I just turn it really low, like really, really low. We're talking like 250 for the next, and that helps render the fat in the middle super slow and just kind of gets it juicy throughout. But you still have that crisp outside.
That's fantastic.
And I rub mine with a little bit of whole grain mustard, some rosemary.
What's with the mustard? Prime rib has mustard rubbed on it?
So with mine has mustard on it. Because the acid from the mustard cuts the fat.
This is turning into a conspiracy. What are you going to tell me, that you're rubbing it in Brussels sprouts next?
No, man. Just poking holes and just filling it with the Brussels sprouts, right? It's one of those.
But it makes sense, the acidity.
Yeah. The acidity helps cut the fat. And you've had my prime rib how many times before, and how many times have you tasted mustard on it?
Never. I've never tasted mustard once. I didn't know.
Yeah, it just helps balance the fat issue out there.
Let's go back to the menu, because it's one thing to have the prime rib, but then look at these mashed potatoes that Chef Scott's doing. Zoom in on Friday, guys. Look at this. Look at these mashed potatoes. Scroll up just a little bit on there. Horseradish white cheddar mashed potatoes.
So
sounds amazing. I love horseradish.
I was going to say, whenever you get prime rib, a lot of people just ask for horseradish, and I was like, why cut out the middleman? Let's just put the horseradish and potatoes and get the gravy on there. You're good to go. Let's just have one big happy bite.
So is the mashed potato going to have like a horseradish cheese, or how are you going to like?
I'll probably do some prepared horseradish. I know we have horseradish cheese at the deli, but I don't want to just use. I don't want to have just overpowered.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with horseradish, people sometimes think it's going to take over. Yeah, but it won't. It'll just.
I want it to accent. I don't want it to be like, oh, there's horseradish in there. I don't want it to burn your mouth.
It's so funny because people at home are thinking I hate mustard, which I don't. I just didn't know that mustard's used in mac and cheese or on a prime rib. I'm not anti-mustard. And then they're thinking, well, you just said you like horseradish. I'm the guy that in my life would say, hey, I got prime rib. Let me get a little thing of horseradish to dip it in. Saturday, Seafood Saturday, the seasoned and ready to grill jumbo red Argentinian grilling shrimp So good. One of Captain John's specialties in the seafood department, those giant shrimp. And again, you're saying a little bit of seasoning can take those to the next level, right?
Oh, man.
They're really good.
I'm going to be out there demoing it out. So, if you want some free samples, we're allowed to give out free samples now. Mm-hmm. So you want free samples of shrimp? I don't know any other store that's going to pass out seafood for free. So
No, it's an excellent point. And those red Argentinian jumbo grilling shrimp are so good.
Yeah,
they're massive.
They're huge. I swear, I cooked them last week. I was like, these are bigger than last year. I was like, they're like the size of my hand.
I don't understand it. I mean, they're really the best shrimp ever.
And it takes about 3 minutes, 4 minutes to cook. So.
And they tell you when they're done, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert like Chef Scott, but when I had some of the red grilling shrimp, the Argentinian red jumbo grilling shrimp, you got to pop them out of the shell.
Yep.
And then I just put a piece of like aluminum foil on the grill, laid them out, a little bit of that Fat Boys rub seasoning, and then I put a thing of butter in there, and then I kind of like closed it up a little, and holy moly were they good.
Yeah.
So I think people just need to have fun sometimes. Sure, if you don't want to make a seasoning, this guy right here will have you taken care of. But if you can have fun and try different things, I mean, who would have thought with the pineapple mango Caribbean jerk salad, tomorrow and a French dip egg roll. You can do these things at home. You can have fun at home, or you can just come in and let Chef Scott take care. I think that's what's so great about what you're able to do is you're not afraid to say, hey, here's the recipe. Here's exactly how I did it. Or, hey, here's lunch. Here's dinner. It's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That looks really good. I'm intermittent fasting, so I'm trying not to eat till 1 p.m. So I'm sitting here, and it's 9:38, and I'm like, I could easily take a piece of that chicken, but I'm going to try and stick to my intermittent fasting. I know it's going to be good. It looks amazing, and that's available for lunch today. Is there anything that we didn't mention?
I don't think so. I think we're...
Okay.
I wasn't here for the rest of the show. I was just only here for my part. So
I love it. French dip egg rolls tomorrow. Will those be ready before the show's over? You think? If not, it's okay, because I'm going to try and stay to my...
I think I'm going to be making them pretty much all day, so I could probably have one done really fast for you.
Maybe just a prop. I don't know. I'm going to try and stick with the intermittent fasting, but I just think it's fascinating to talk. We were talking yesterday, and there's lunch, right? Just like we're talking today, and then it's awesome to see these things come to life, and I appreciate it very much.
Well,
thank you, sir. This is awesome. Look at that right there. Can we go back to a shot of just the salad, guys? For Chef Scott's Wednesday healthy lunch. I just had like a burp and a hiccup at the same time. Hiccup-burp. There's what's on the menu from lunch today, tomorrow, prime rib on Friday, and seafood Saturday. But look at that salad. Oh my goodness, it looks fantastic. All right, let's go CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam real quick. We'll get Chef Scott out of here, and then we got to wrap up because I got to do the boot, scoot, and boogie. Breakfast, look at that. Boney and the crew in the kitchen. $5 breakfast specials every day of the week, ready to go. You could have breakfast, you could have lunch, you could have Chef Scott's lunch, prime rib on Friday. Guess what my wife will say? Bring some prime rib home Friday. And I'll say, all right, everybody. We love prime rib. We love prime rib at my house. I will have that for sure. Oh, man, so good. All right, a couple things to mention, and we're going to get out of here. We will just tell you, you don't have to show the graphic, guys, for Wellness Wednesday. I'm just going to say Wellness Wednesday today, every Wednesday, 10% off in the health market. Come and see us. You can save on vitamins. You can save on organic produce. Wellness Wednesday is fantastic. The truckload sale starts tomorrow. We'll briefly show you the truckload sale. It's on the back page of the Discover Muscatine newspaper this week. It's in the parking lot at both this store and Hy-Vee Main Street. Nobody's going to have deals like this. Get out to the trucks and save from meat options to wine and spirits to the snack truck. And a friendly reminder, if you spend $150 at the truck, we'll put 50 cents on the fuel saver. Isn't that awesome? I'm trying to get used to wearing these sleeves. So that's why I'm like playing with them. They're like rolling down. How's that? Ooh, that was a snap. Note to self, don't do that. The amount of money saved on gas in the month of June is astounding. For customers at this store alone, $19,269.13. Now, that's not at like Hy-Vee stores in Iowa. That's just in Muscatine. This store, customers with the fuel saver in the month of June saved $19,269.13. If you don't have a fuel saver card, get one, okay? You owe it to yourself. Don't leave money on the table. Our friend Adam Riniger on Facebook says that his birthday is on the 15th of July. Holy moly, Adam. Well, happy early birthday to you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching. And July 15th will be here soon, right? That's exciting. I wonder how old Adam's going to be. I could probably guess. Adam, I bet you're going to be 21? Maybe? Let me know if I'm right. Am I right? I'm not bad at guessing ages sometimes. Okay, Starbucks tomorrow, BOGO. It's going to be hot. You can buy one. You can get one free at Starbucks. Happy hour. We've done a couple of these. They always go over well. And the Starbucks crew will be ready to go. 2 till 7 p.m. Buy one, get one free at Starbucks right inside your Muscatine HyVee. Absolutely fantastic deal for you. Bring the crew. Treat your friends. Treat yourself. Treat your coworkers. Neighbors, whatever the case may be. Starbucks is ready to go. We're going to film. I'm going to film a little something with the crew after this. It's Starbucks BOGO. So again, like for me, my Starbucks drink, I could buy one, and I could get one free from 2 till 7 tomorrow. That's fantastic. I probably will. It is hot outside. If you don't want to come inside, same-day groceries available with Hy-Vee Aisles online on your phone with the Hy-Vee Aisles online app or on a computer at Hy-Vee.com/grocery. You can shop from the comforts and the air conditioning. You can get into your air-conditioned vehicle. You can pull into our parking lot. We will take care of you. If it's not you, if it's someone you know that needs help, shop for them or show them how to do it with the Aisles Online app. It couldn't be more convenient. And speaking of Aisles Online, we go to New Boston, Illinois tonight. If you are in the New Boston area, hopefully you're taking advantage of this service. We take orders through 10 p.m. on Tuesday, and then we head to New Boston Wednesdays between 7 and 8 p.m. at Fish Fry Park, 406 Washington Street, ready to go. Cheryl says, good morning, Tony. Stay cool. Thank you, Cheryl. Same to you. I believe Cheryl's watching from Wilton. Hot, humid, yes. Take care of yourselves, okay? Adam Riniger said he's going to turn 20, so I wasn't wrong. I mean, I was wrong, but I was close. So Adam is going to be 20 on the 15th. Happy early birthday. Danielle, I missed a couple comments. Danielle had said that Chef Scott is just magic. I agree. And then our friend Dave Armstrong, shout out to the Armstrong team with Remax, was watching at some point. So, okay. I think we're going to be good. I feel like I've said enough, and this is probably one of the longer shows we've done. So on that note, I want to thank our guests that were here. We talked to Kathy and Fabiola with Trinity Muscatine Public Health. Variety of topics were covered. If you missed it, rewatch the show. And we appreciate their time, and we give a shout out to everybody at Trinity Muscatine Public Health that's been working hard, including our friend Christy Roby Williams, Director of Public Health, and everybody. They've done a tremendous job. We appreciate that. Chef Scott was here. Chef Scott has lunch today with the salad. It looks unbelievable. Let me grab this, guys. Oh my goodness, look at that salad. Ooh, come on, look at that salad. Are you kidding me? That is so amazing. This is lunch today. It's healthy. I want to break the intermittent fast, but I'm going to try and be good. But that looks man, come on. That's a professional chef. Let him cook for you. Get prime rib on Friday. Treat yourself. Wow, that's awesome. All right, and thank you to Chef Scott. Tomorrow, don't forget, he's doing French dip egg rolls. So we'll see how those look. They're going to be good. I know that. Thanks to our friends at CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota Muscatine. What's in the box today? Toyota Muscatine, it was vitamins because they're 10% off. And a shout out and a thank you to our friends at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. We'll talk to our friend Chelsea Harms with White Distributing, WDS, first time on the show. And then we'll be here on Friday. And if you need anything from me in the meanwhile, hyveetoday@gmail.com is my email address. You can always get a hold of me, or you can call the store. Truckload sale starts tomorrow. As a matter of fact, we're doing the show tomorrow. We will be on the air at 9 a.m. The truckload sale will start. We'll probably try and get a camera out there or something to show you what's going on. Don't miss it. Truckload sale, 3 days. All right? And thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.